Hello everyone, it's David from Automotive Press. Guess what? I have a 2025 Toyota Camry behind me, and I am so impressed with this vehicle that I might actually buy one, because if I want a sports sedan, normally I wouldn't consider a Camry. It used to be known for being smooth and comfortable, but not for being sporty. But this iteration of the Camry is the most impressive vehicle in terms of driving dynamics, in terms of quality. In fact, I think this might be the best sedan the Toyota has ever made, even when compared to the more expensive vehicle like the Toyota Crown, which is also available alongside with a similar model from Lexus called the Lexus ES. But for the price, this is the one you should buy. The handling, the driving dynamics is so impressive that when I talk about it, let's say with Kirk Rifles, we keep saying that this is one of those hidden gems. You don't realize how good it is until you drive it. So let me give you 7 reasons why I believe this is the best sedan Toyota has ever made. Let's go. Welcome back. But right off the bat, let's first do a quality check, as I always do on this Camry. This is built in Kentucky plant in the US. That's where Toyota Camrys have been built for a long time. And the quality might surprise you, because it's actually quite good. It's 3.3 millimeter there, 3.4 there, a bit wider here at 3.5 millimeter, 4 millimeters, so a bit wider in the middle there, and then back to 3.3. It's the same on the other side. And more than that, all the edge line up perfectly. The gas cap also line up. And the best part of this quality is also the paint quality, which just actually shocked me, because the glossy finish, the deep paint finish with very little orange peel is probably one of the best examples I've seen from Toyota for paint job. Even the roof, which is kind of a black metallic paint, has a really good flakes and metallic finish to it. And it's a gorgeous paint job. So I would classify this paint job as good as something you'll see from Toyota Crown, which comes from Japan, and it's also more expensive. And the gaps in panel alignment, I would say, is in the upper range of Toyota. Maybe not the best, because there are other Toyota models such as my Lexus GX, which has a better quality. But in this price, you won't find anything better than this quality right here. But coming back to my 7 reasons why I believe this is the best sedan Toyota has ever made. Well, the first and foremost thing I'm going to talk about is the beautiful design. This one also a bit of surprise, because they made the front look like a Lexus. This kind of integrated grille design is very much a Lexus theme that we saw in the first Lexus RX, but now we see it in Toyota models. And this hammerhead design, also sleeker and better looking than the Toyota Crown. And even though the door panels and the roof are actually unchanged from 2024, the back end looks amazing as well. This is the XSE. So it's a sportier model with a little bit of a rear spoiler as well. But the combination of this new design for tail lamp with a bit of a small lip for the rear looks actually quite impressive, especially in this two-tone finish. So first thing I really like about this, and why I think it's the best sedan Toyota has ever made, is the fact that this doesn't even look like a Camry. It still has many of the Camry elements here, but the overall design is cool and almost European. And again, it's one of the best looking sedans I've seen so far. The second thing I really like about this new Camry is the fact that we have the latest safety and the latest technology advancements in this new Camry. We have Safety Sense 3.0, which means that it has all of the safety mitigation system that you expect in much more expensive vehicles, such as those in Lexus. But you also get things like hands-free or almost hands-free autonomous navigation when you put the adaptive cruise control on. As long as your hand is holding the steering lightly, it will more or less guide you along on all of the different streets on the highway. It does that almost flawlessly. So really good technology. We get 12.3 inches here, 12.3 inches here as well. And this is identical to what we find in Lexus models. So you're getting all the Lexus technology and advancement right here in a more affordable Camry package. So safety-wise, technology-wise, this is the best iteration of it. And in some cases, I like the layout even better than what I find in Toyota Crown. So this is truly impressive, because for this price, you don't normally get this amount of safety or technology features. The third reason why this is the best sedan Toyota has ever made, well, it's also the best interior. Not just the technology side, and not just the fact that we get a big screen over here, but it's also ergonomically very well designed. I have buttons all here, so I don't have to do everything inside the infotainment system like you do in many Lexus models. Everything has a really nice click to it, tactile feel, proper ventilation. Not like what you find in some electric cars, where even the controls for ventilation is hidden in the infotainment system, and you have to go into a screen to move this. But no, we have a nice control here. We have wireless pad, big cup holders, another holder here, and a pretty big center console as well. In fact, big enough that I can put a whole bunch of things in here. The only thing I don't like is the piano black that runs all here. Looks cool, but obviously they're going to get scratched up pretty easily. But design-wise, this kind of curvature design, this beautiful mixture of red and black in this particular model. To be honest, it looks better than the Toyota Crown, which I think is quite a boring design. Nothing wrong with the design in the Crown, but it just looks a bit conservative to me, and I like this design better. I even get a whole panel roof on this Camry, and unlike some panel roof, this one actually opens, and the opening is pretty wide and pretty big on this side. So I have a good sunroof as well as a panel roof design, and again, in this two-tone finish, it looks gorgeous. It is definitely the best looking interior for the money within the Toyota lineup. Well, but the fourth reason why I think this is the best sedan Toyota has right now, well, we have a 2.5 liter hybrid system now. This is a 5th generation hybrid, and now all Camrys comes only in hybrid, so there's no more 4-cylinder gas or V6 gas, and that might be a bit of a disappointment for some of us, but you won't miss it because this one has up to 232 horsepower, and the system feels quite different than the similar system that I find in RAV4. Somehow the RAV4 feels a little bit sluggish with the same setup, which is 2.5 liter 4-cylinder with hybrid, but they've tuned it and calibrated, engineered a little bit differently, and when I step on the gas, it just takes off. It doesn't feel like hybrid, it just feels like a small V6 engine still. So I really like the powertrain, and it has one of the best fuel efficiency ever in a Toyota lineup, just shy of 50 miles per gallon, which is hard to believe. The mileage will change a little bit based on what models you buy, because you can get front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive models, and also if you change the wheels or tire sizes, the fuel efficiency is affected. But regardless, this has a top fuel efficiency among many of the Toyota sedan lineup. The fifth thing you should keep in mind is the handling. And can you imagine me talking about handling of a Toyota Camry? Because traditionally speaking, they were always very soft and a bit mushy, and you know, it's not fun to drive Toyota Camrys. But this iteration, the 2025 model, will absolutely blow your mind because it has a really good tactile feel, lots of feedback from the road, and even if I take it to kind of mountainous road and drive a little bit fast, wow, it handled a corner like a European car. I would even say that it handles as good as Audi A4 and not too far from BMW 3 Series as well. And so this thing is just surprising. It has really good road feel. It feels planted, even though it doesn't have a super high performance tires. Now the SE and XSE do have sport suspension, and that's one of the reasons why it feels so planted. But again, don't take my word for it. Just go and take a Camry out for a drive. Go and drive a European model like an A4 or C-Class or even BMW 3 Series, and just compare yourself, and you'll be quite surprised how closely Toyota engineers have been able to retune the suspension to European competitors. I would even say that it handles better than some of the other European models because it feels just in sync with the road. So that's my fifth reason, and that's the best part of the Camry for 2025, because I actually enjoy driving it and I have fun with it. And honestly, if I just want to buy a sedan right now, this would be the one I want to buy because it is surprisingly fun to drive. The sixth factor I want to talk about is the overall comfort. All the passengers tell me this thing is super quiet, comfortable, which means that NVH or noise, vibrations, and harshness is top notch. In fact, I'm surprised how comfortable this is in comparison to, let's say, Toyota Crown and Crown Signia. Both models I've driven recently, and they have a bit of bumpy and a busy ride because they have such a large tires with a low profile, but this thing is actually super comfortable, and the noise is quiet, as I mentioned. You know what? I can't complain about the comfort. Even though the performance and overall handling is this good, they didn't sacrifice the comfort. So I hope you agree with me that this may be the best iteration of any Toyota sedans that we've had so far, and it is definitely the best value among all of the Toyota models that we have. In terms of sedans anyway, because this is quite a bit cheaper than the Toyota Crown, and it is of course more expensive than Toyota Corolla, but you get so much more. If you don't mind paying several $1,000s more than a Corolla, it's worth upgrading, because honestly this thing feels like a European sedan, more like Audi A4, maybe even A6, and even better handling than some of the Mercedes C-Class I've driven lately. And that's the biggest surprise. It's just a beautiful car to drive, and it performs like a European car. It doesn't feel like a Camry anymore, and yet the price tag is very reasonable, which takes me to 7th reason why this is the best sedan that I've seen so far from Toyota, which is the fact that the price is really good. And for what you pay and what you get in return, it's amazing because of fuel efficiency, because of the resale value, the overall quality, but most of all, just the performance and the fact that it drives better than Lexus ES or Toyota Crown, both of which cost more than the Camry. How could you possibly consider those vehicles other than the fact that they have maybe a bit of a brand recognition? So the 7th thing I want to talk about is just the fact that this is a great value. And if you don't need an SUV or large utility vehicle, for the price you can't beat the Camry because it's so fun to drive, and it is one of the best performing cars I've driven for this price tag. If you want to buy a sedan, don't bother looking anywhere else. Get the Camry. You'll be super happy. So I hope you enjoyed my videos about the new 2025 Camry. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, make some comments, and if you haven't done so yet, would you kindly subscribe as well. Until next video, I'm signing off for now. Thank you so much.